Okay, welcome to the third part to the messing with Unity. Let's make a side scroller stream. Now, I've just got to get my bearings a little bit because it's been I've had a sleep since I last messed with this. Right, we've done the player ship and a bullet prefab. We've done some scripts. What I'd like to do now is start making another prefab. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's get rid of my player off the scene for a second. I'm going to create empty. I'm going to literally call this I don't know whether to do like Asteroid field or something. Yeah, we'll call it Asteroid or something. Movable. Would that be able? Movable. Move. Mover. No. Asteroid prefab, yeah. Let's call it that. Let's reset its transform. Now I'm going to create a 3D object. I'll just make a sphere for the asteroid for now. Probably 0.5, 1.1, 0.5. That looks a bit weird, but let's do that, and then do the rotation. Not on the y-axis. What the hell are you doing? Let's rotate it sort of like that for now. I don't know. Maybe 0.8. Yeah. It's like a egg-shaped type thing. I don't know. That'll do. Right. So if we have that, have it at the 0, 0 of the thing there, of course, and pop it into Asteroid prefab. Actually, I'm going to duplicate that and maybe rotate that. Some more over there, perhaps. I don't know. Looks a bit weird, but yeah. And then literally I need to make another material, create material, asteroid. Okay, I don't know whether I'm for now I'm just going to make it like a brownish colour or something, I don't know, or sort of off brown, sort of something like that. Yeah, just to be different, I suppose. Put it on there and put it on there. Need to lower the reflectivity down and smoothness anyway, whatever that is. There we go. It's kind of we don't want a metallic alpha, that'd be a bit weird. That'll do. It's just some blob basically to kind of go on there. Yeah, okay. So now we have a asteroid prefab. I want to add, actually hang on a minute, no, I want to make a script first. What script do I want? I want to create, I'm just going to say mover, a thing that moves the thing. I could actually have done that and then done the bullet and extended on mover or something, I don't know. But basically it's going to be quite close to the movement of the bullet. So if I open up the bullet script, let's see how this goes. Bit of a dry throat at the moment. Okay, the spawn spot. No, we do want like a speed and a lifetime. I don't know about spawn. I'll figure out what I'm doing with the spawn spot in a sec. But I do want to make it so whenever it's instantiated, it does kind of this. So I'm gonna have to give it a speed. Start position is gonna have to be a certain different one. Let's close that. Right, let's go here and have a look at the mover. Now let's have a look. What do I actually want? I want something like this. Probably not the game object. I don't know. I might. No, I'm not going to do it that way. I'll do a lifetime and speed though. So I'll just copy this. Mover speed. Mover lifetime. Let's have a look. They don't need to be to-dos now, do they? So that can go. That can go. That can go. I think the position thing can kind of go over, but I'm going to have to refactor it a little bit just to kind of do what I want to do. Blah 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 blah. Bullet speed is not bullet speed now; it's mover speed, and that'll do. And for some reason I've got an extra one of those on. Okay. So when it exists, it's just going to continually go not to the right. I want it to go to the left. Save that. Double check my bullet and save that. Right, so we've got a speed and a lifetime. There's a few more things. I did make a few notes as to what I wanted in this. This one's going to be a bit different because I want to randomly create where it instantiates. So I want like the minimum and maximum of y, I think, for the random variable. That's going to be a float, I think. What else we want? Do want a spawn position, so I think spawn position. Might move that up a bit there. That's the randomization stuff down there. We need an X position for it as well somewhere. So. What position X? I don't know. So that'll be like a static position X once I decide where to put it. Let's think. I'm just trying to visualize this sort of thing. Right, so I'm going to want to do... No, that's no good. Or is it? Yeah, I don't want to do that in here. I'm not going to do that in here. This is purely going to deal with movement, so I'm going to get rid of that out of here and see that this works first, because I don't think I want to actually set anything like that there. So that'll just this is literally going to be just to move it from the right to the left, I think. So save that. Now I'm going to have a quick press play and see how it goes. It shouldn't do anything at the moment because it doesn't have a speed. So it's just going to be statically sitting there. Oops, don't want to do that. That's a point actually. Let's get this prefab out. I've just realised I haven't actually put it in any prefabs folder, so let's put that Asteroid prefab here. And then grab the Asteroid prefab and move it over here for a sec. Now I'm going to drop that script onto it because it doesn't actually have the mover script attached to it yet. It needs to do that and then apply, so as it applies it to the actual prefab. Let's give it a speed of, I don't know, 3 to start with, and a lifetime of 5 again, see what happens with that. Let's apply that. Now press play, it should move to the left, hopefully. There we go. Probably a little bit slower than that needs to happen, but question is, it's not destroying over time. That's one thing I do need to do. So when it's instantiated, it wants to destroy itself over time. That's basically what we want to do. That's the whole point of the lifetime sort of thing. So instead of bullet lifetime, it's mover lifetime. Technically, mover could be a superclass 4 bullet. So bullet could actually inherit mover and then kind of add to it, and maybe override left to be right instead. I don't know. Could have like public variable for that as to what direction. I don't know. But yeah, that's fine for now. There's a lot of different ways of doing this anyway. It's not set in stone, even though it's an asteroid. Press play. And it's gone. There we go. So after 5 seconds it destroys itself. There we go. That's good. So it's prefab's definitely all set, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll get rid of this off the screen for a second. Now I've got to think of what I want to do in the way of controlling the game. I'm probably going to make like a manager sort of object. So if I go here and create empty, call this game manager. Okay, now this is going to like hold scripts and things. I'm going to reset this for now. So this is going to hold stuff like any scripts to do with scoring, health, just the general overall game state, hopefully. So it'll hold a few different scripts. So if I start on the scripts now, let's say I want to make something to spawn objects. So if I create a C# script called spawner, and I pop that on the game manager. Oops. Doesn't want to move. There we go. On the game manager, there we go. Got the spawner. Now I need to actually do something with it. And you know what I was kind of doing with the other thing? When I was kind of putting a load of code into the mover, I think I need to put that into the spawner, because this will control sort of where it gets spawned and stuff like that. So hopefully I've still got, no, it's still, I've got rid of all that. Let's think. So what do I want? I want the actual prefab what's got to be done. So if I do a game object spawn prefab, it's whatever getting spawned. Yeah. I might make a set of those, like a list or a array at some point. Call it spawn prefabs. That should do it. Make it public though, so I can put stuff in it. I think that should be right. So that's the prefabs that we spawned. This will then deal theoretically with all of the spawning of prefabs. Let's see, I could do a couple of floats of minimum and maximum, but what I usually do in this situation, in like C or anything like that, I would do like, or C++, I'd be doing like vectors, so it'd be like a vector, so vector 2, min max y, I think the position will be for that. Then that'll be public as well. Can I do a public? No, you can't. You don't seem to be able to do it. Okay. I was just seeing if I could do like a public section or something like in C++ or whatever. So I'm going to look that up, you know, because I don't know. Blah blah blah. You can't make blocks public or private. C# is within C++. You have to add visibility and implementation to each member. Implementation in members elsewhere. You need to do this. Okay, so you can't actually do sort of that as such. Okay, yeah. Well, I just thought I'd have a look, because if you could, I'd have had like a little block of public stuff, and then I can have my private stuff separately, but okay. It was just a thought. Right, so we've got our min max. I'd also like the actual random y. This doesn't actually have to be public. I'm just going to make it public so we can see it. Random y. And that's, I'll do random y. Also I want position x. It's 2 public floats there. That way we'll have like a randomized y. I could just call it position x and position y, because randomization is sort of irrelevant to it. The fact that it's going to be random is nothing to do with the fact that it's a position, if you know what I mean. So I think I'd do that. I want a spawn position. What am I doing? Public. It's going to be a vector 3. That's going to be set based upon the x and y position, and probably a 0 for z. So we've got the spawn position. I've just got to answer this phone call. I'll mute and I'll be back with you in a second. Sorry about that, the kids want lunch. Right, so I'm just going to carry on doing this a little bit more, and then I'll break for lunch, and then I'll be back with another episode. Right, or part, whatever we want to call them. So we've got a spawn position, we've got the x and y, we've got them in max, we've got spawn prefabs. Let's think, what else do we actually need in this? I'll make, let's go as if we're gonna update. So what we're gonna do is, oh, I know what we want. We could do it we could do it a couple of ways. I'll put this as a counter system to spawn a certain number of asteroids, well, objects really, because it's per update. There's one option. In fact, I think that's probably the option I'll go with. So that will require like a loop and a counter variable. So if I leave that to do next, before I do that, I want to, in update, we want to basically do a couple of things. We want to spawn object and do something like object counter plus or something like that. Not too. Spawn object needs to be made, doesn't it? So that can be a void. That actually can be private, can't it? Because it's not going to be inherited from anything or whatever. So I think that's inherently private anyway, but we'll just implicitly say that's private. So now update can access it, so that's fine. That's all it needs to do really. I'm going to say that position y is going to be equal to like a random dot range. Now the range is going to be between what was it, min max y dot x and min max y dot y. But that's just because it's a vector too. It's got an x and a y, which are the two different numbers. I could have done this as two floats. This is just my preference. You can just do two floats and do it. It's up to you. It just means that the position y is that. I'll leave position x as whatever position x will be. And we'll do that in the. We'll fiddle about with that in the actual editor, in the scene. And then what I want to do is I want to set the spawn position equal to a new vector 3, and the x is going to be position x, the y is going to be position y, and the z is going to be 0.0f, since we're keeping it as a 2D sort of fill. Okay, then we can instantiate the prefab. So see, by rights you would instantiate, I'm just going to do spawn prefab instead of spawn prefabs just to keep it simple. I will deal with other things later, but for now that'll do. I'll probably add like a list or something else to it. So basically now it's a case of instantiate, and we want to instantiate the spawn prefab, and we want it in a position of spawn position. No, not spawn prefab. Now here's the fun part here, because it's it's got more. Can I do that without rotation? Can I just do that? No, I still need a third. Okay, so I've got to give it a rotation, and it's requiring a quaternion. This will actually just set it to whatever it already is, its identity matrix. So its rotation will be whatever its rotation currently is set to. So if it's 0, it'll be 0. If it's, and that'll be a quaternion, like a Euler angles sort of thing. Okay, so that should theoretically instantiate, but that'll happen literally every single update. This is where we need to kind of control it based upon our thing. So this will just go psycho and make loads. So it'll be really funny. In fact, I might just play it just to have a quick look. So I would actually have to set the min-max. So what I'm going to do is go minimum's about 6, maximum's about -5, I think. Min 6, max -5, just for now. So min max -5. That doesn't sound right. Let's do it the opposite way. Okay, position X, position Y, spawn position, that's all normal. Now the prefab to spawn is this asteroid prefab. Okay, so theoretically that should work. Let's just see what happens when I press play. It's going to be a bit memory hungry and kind of thing, I think. There we go, look at that, it's psychotic, look at that. Wow, it's doing a hell of a lot of asteroids, so that's pretty cool though. And I didn't actually do the position X, so what I'll do is bring this back. 1, 6. I'll say starting at 7, because that way it would, I don't know. Let's make this bigger. Starting at 10. Because don't forget, you would have it kind of fully screen. I'm just saying 10 for now because it's a bit wider than the screen, but this can be all changed. So basically, let's say 10. Now if I press play, it'll just be sort of just off the screen sort of thing. Like this, so it's not just off the screen, that's still on the screen. There we go, if I do that, it's just off the screen. Now these need to disappear a bit later, because they're kind of not, unless the screen was literally sort of this big, then it'd be normal. So it depends what you're doing. So let's press stop on that. Okay, a longer lifetime, I think. The asteroid needs a lifespan of, let's say, 10. Move speed of, say, 2. Let's press play again. Let's see what we get on here. There we go, they actually don't look like they're just going boom, boom, boom. So that's continuing, that's doing its thing, that looks pretty cool. It's insanely memory hungry. It's just, you wouldn't, well, you might do if you wanted to just kill your player straight away, but in general you wouldn't do that. So I need to do the whole creating the counter system. I'll do that in the next one because I'm going to go get lunch now. It's been like almost half-hour stream, so it's been pretty cool. So that should be okay. For those who are watching on YouTube as a video, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in part 4 after lunch. I'll see you then.